Rob, of course, a lengthy trip for you this weekend with Southend on the agenda this time round. I mean, first things first, obviously stopped at Aveley on the way down just to get a bit of training to the boys' legs after obviously sitting on the coach for most of the day. So how have things kind of been this afternoon, preparation-wise?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, Aveley have been fantastic with us. Let's use the pitch and got a fantastic facility, which is nice for the boys. Obviously, long journeys takes a while just to get the travel out the lads' legs, but no, it's good now. We can finish training, go back to the hotel and relax, ready for tomorrow. Yeah,
and touching on tomorrow, Southend, I mean, you mentioned the length of the journey and stuff, but in terms of Southend as a side, obviously they've been kind of undergoing a bit of a transitional sort of period over the last year or so, really, and without the points deduction would be, I think, just about outside the playoffs and pretty much on par with yourselves in terms of points and stuff. So how are you kind of looking ahead to that in terms of the test itself?
Yeah, massive. I think they're a fantastic team. I said that last time we played them. Obviously they've had to go through a tough period, but the players stuck with them, and I think that sort of says a lot about obviously the manager first and foremost, but their team spirit. So we know it's going to be a really tough day, but a game I'm really looking forward to. It was a good game we played at our place. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow, but yeah, they obviously are able to sign players now. They've signed some very good players, and yeah, it's going to be a really tough test for us. Obviously their league position is a bit false based on the fact that their point deduction and the limitations they had with transfers. So yeah, for me, after Chesterfield, I think they pretty much are the strongest team in the league. I think they can do a bit of everything in terms of the way they play. They're crossing, playing through the lines, and individually they've got very, very strong players. So I'm really looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be a great test for us, and we can hopefully go there and back ourselves and go on a route saw, which is always good atmosphere, and looking forward to the game overall. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game of football.
Yeah, and we mentioned the transitional period on Southend's front. Obviously, you yourselves have had a few new faces coming into the squad and sort of a couple of games now for some lads to settle in, make their own impact, all that type of thing. But where do you feel you sort of are in that process? I know gelling in's the cliche that everyone always says, but where do you kind of feel like you are along that road with all the new boys?
Yeah, we're getting there. It's not as simple as just playing a couple of weeks together in a couple of games, but I thought for me the mentality against Barnet was the thing that stood out the most, and that's what was the most pleasing thing for me was, you could argue that maybe 3 months ago we'd lost that game, or even 6-7 weeks ago. So the lads showed great determination, and the new boys that come on impacted the game so well, in terms of Stotty, in terms of the way, winning that tackle, breaking the play up. Evo's through ball to Kane and Dage, he's going to be a brilliant young player. He come on and affected the game for us, and an unbelievable header at the end. So no, it's really good. It's going to take time. There's going to be times where it doesn't always click as much as it will, but all the signs for me are fantastic. We've got a really good calibre of player in, young, hungry, come here for the right reasons, want to play good football and develop, and yeah, hopefully there's still a few more things that can happen for us, but yeah, I think with the likes of Boots coming back and Greg and Tinks and experienced players like that, we know that going forward, at some point, the squad's going to get stronger.
In terms of, I mean, obviously you mentioned newer boys, obviously a few of them coming off the bench and having an impact against Barnet, but is that a bit of a situation now that you've got on your hands that you maybe didn't have a sort of a month or two ago, where there's going to inevitably tomorrow be lads on the bench who are kind of knocking on the door thinking, oh, why aren't I playing, type of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I think whoever I leave out tomorrow is going to be aggrieved, but then also got to be ready to affect the game and win the game, or see out the game for us, whatever the situation may be. And that's sort of the headache that I want. And obviously it's a challenge then to the lads to know that they've got to run. The easy thing for me and the hard thing is that in every position now we've got players who can go in and affect it with high quality, so it puts more sort of responsibility on the individual to make sure they're not the one coming out the team. So from my point of view, to have them options is fantastic, but the best thing is we've still got an unbelievable group of lads and people, and the buy-ins there, and the lads really are buying into it, and looking forward to the challenge ahead, going into what's going to be a lot of games for the next 9 weeks or whatever it may be.
Yeah, and in terms of the fitness side, you mentioned a few of the boys there. Obviously, before the Barnet game, Greg was on the pitch doing a little bit of running, which is probably one of the first times he's been able to kind of get on the grass and move about a little bit, really. Obviously, Regan's still got his suspension. Ed's kind of been reintegrating into training a bit, so how's everyone kind of looking at the minute?
Yeah, good, yeah. Ed's reintegrating into training, obviously. Not sure, it's probably tomorrow's going to be a bit too early for him, but yeah, Regan's suspension, obviously he's got a bit of an issue with his back, so we're just getting that checked out, make sure it's nothing too serious. But yeah, Greg's back on the pitch, which is good, still a few weeks away, Tink's the same. So look, it's not a case of next week we're going to have everyone back, but in the coming weeks with the games left at the end of the season, we will get stronger. So yeah, we just need to make sure that everyone here now hones down their position and makes it harder for them boys to get back in. That's the challenge.